Hi everyone, so in this video I decided really on a whim to film this. Okay, so let me explain myself, hold on a sec. Okay, so the other day I had the opportunity to either buy a set of like Jane Davenport paints or Prima, because I was really after the Prima pastel palette, Pastel Dreams. And oh my goodness, after spending like honestly hours just researching, thinking what should I get, I actually had 3 Daniel Smith colours, and I mean like the whole artist grade and the range, particularly, well not particularly, but in like Daniel Smith's and Schminker and all the other like artist range watercolours, it just felt overwhelming. And I was watching Ali Brown's video and other people's videos on these watercolours, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going, instead of buying a well actually I got this first, sorry, and when I experimented with them and wet them, it was like, honestly, it felt like magic. You get this dot card and it comes like this, okay, now you look at it and you think it's a bit underwhelming. But when you put water on the dots, and this is so obvious, but I think you have to, if you haven't done it before, you have to get yourself a dot card. And then you put the water on it. It reminds me of those, you know, the magic watercolour books when you're a kid, and you just put water on. You don't know what colour it's going to be until you put the water on and it just explodes in colour. That's what this reminds me of. I honestly felt like a kid again. And then I knew straight away, I thought, because of the different colours and how amazing they are, I thought I'm gonna use that money to invest in like really kick-starting my watercolour collection. And I thought, well, I'll, you know, invest in Daniel Smith. So I went out and I purchased, I already had, let's have a look, Cobalt Teal Blue, I think I had Phthalo Green, and Op Pink, of course. Yeah, I had those colours already. But then yesterday I went out and I got, okay, what did I get? Oh, I got Moon Glow, because when I tested it out on here, it's such a stunning colour. It's, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not, but it's got like a purplish dark tinge. Oh, it's just amazing. You have to, I think you really just have to, you know, get yourself one of these cards and experiment. But that's that one. I got Quinacridone Pink because that's on there as well, and I just made note of the ones that I wanted to get. I'll show you here. See if it comes up. So I've got Quinacridone Pink and that Moon Glow, and then I got Phthalo Turquoise. Is that on here? No, but yeah. So I got that one, and then I put them into little half pans, which are drying at the moment. And then when I bought them, I wanted to see what the other colours in the range were like. So I got this dot card. Now this one, it's only got, this one's only for the 5 ml little tubes. There is another dot card, but it costs, oh, it's like one, like it's an example of every single colour they have, and so it's quite expensive. I think it was like £20–30, something like that. Hang on, it's in here. £21 for 238 dots. So yeah, it is quite expensive. But so I thought, well, you know, I'll go for the 5 ml for now and just see what it's like. Then when I got home, I put on, I also got this. I watched some YouTube videos on people testing out all the colours, and so while I watched that, I made a note of all the ones in here that I wanted, and then I made a note here, a list of the ones that I definitely wanted to get next. So I'm sort of like really familiarising myself with the colours. And then the lady at the shop also gave me the new colour dot card, and I'm absolutely loving the Wisteria and Lavender, because they are quite opaque and they remind me of the same colours in the pastel range, so you know, in the Prima. So I thought, well, you know, I can just buy those, and then I've got and then I could find another one as well that matches the ones similar to in the pastel set. And then, yeah, so I didn't even need to buy that. So yeah, that's that. So that was really exciting to do that. So what I thought, I have no idea how long this video is going to be, because I know when I watched one last night it took ages, so I might just speed it up. But I was thinking about, as I do this dot card, so I'm going to make a note of things that the colours that I really like. And I just thought this was going to be helpful for people who are not familiar with these watercolours or with artist grade watercolours, and if you just in case you wanted to see what they were like. So I thought, well, I'll test them out, and I have a watercolour insert in my Zini Dory, and I'm going to test them out in there. So the first one, I'll zoom in a bit. I might just have to speed some of this up because it could get quite long, and I'm going to have to change my water at some point as well. So the first one is Buff Titanium. I'm going to get some tissue. I don't want to waste this. So Buff Titanium. That's a nice colour. This, I believe, can be used for, let's do that. I'm going to do swatches on here. You can mix this to get in skin tones. So I'm going to, yeah, do some swatches in this, and I'll write down what they're called. So this one is Bismuth Vanadate Yellow. People are probably going, oh my goodness, she's pronouncing that wrong. Oh my goodness, that's really bright. Wow, okay, that is amazing. And also, one thing I forgot to say is I was learning all about, I mean, I heard about light fastness and opacity. See that black dot there? That means that's very opaque. So that light fastness rating is that number 1 there, which is excellent. So if you're going to be doing a painting for your wall or to sell, it's going to be hanging on the wall, you do want the light fastness to be good. Anything with poor light fastness will fade. So yeah, that's something to bear in mind. So yeah, oh my goodness, that's really bright. So this is a semi-opaque. Put that in here. And it's got a light fastness there. Oh, hang on, let's see. Oh, and then you've got the non-staining. So that 2 there, non-staining, staining, that's low. So yeah, it's just all these different things to learn, and it does feel quite overwhelming at first. But yeah, so last night I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to take the plunge and start learning about these artist grade. This next one, as you can see, this is Cadmium Yellow Medium Hue. These colours are so vibrant. Wow. Next you've got Aurelian Cobalt Yellow. That's so lovely. I'm just loving all these colours, to be honest. Oh, and I was watching last night and I saw online that some of the colours which are made from genuine sort of minerals, I wanted to say crystals, but I don't know, minerals, yeah. I actually have, I should have, hang on, 1 second. So, here, they actually come in, this is another thing I'm learning, they come in different series, and that affects the price. But if you look at the bottom here, this is series 5, you've got series 4, series 5 here, and actually you've got a little mark here, I don't know if you can see that, and it says unique colours made with authentic mineral pigments, and there are quite a few here, but these ones here at the bottom, these are all obviously the more expensive types. So, I mean, you've got amethyst genuine, so this one here is made from actual amethyst, and when someone was testing them out, they I mean, you couldn't really see online, but they said they're actually, it sparkles. There are actually yeah, sparkles in it. So I was really intrigued about that. So that excited me as well. I was thinking, oh, I've got to get those ones. But I think those are like for, if they come in a 5ml tube, because not all do, series 4 is about £9. In the 15ml it's like £17. And that obviously does last you years and years, depending on what you're using it for though. So you can see why it is such an investment, because you're not going to, unless you've got that kind of money, you know, you're not going to be able to get everything all in, you're not going to be able to get them all in one go. Like, that's why getting the dot card is really good, so you can try out the colours. Okay, so next one is Indian Yellow. Oh, that's a really nice colour. Oh, I've got to say that with all of them. And this next one, Naples Yellow, is one I've seen. I think Ali Brown's used this one, so I've seen this on her video. I don't think there's any like right or wrong way to use the dot card. You're just like experimenting with the colours. And obviously I'm really new to these like artist grade. I do have white nights, but I have to learn, I need to learn how to mix colours to get the colours that I really, really want. But I feel like with the Daniel Smiths, I feel like this is, I don't know, it's like, you feel like a kid in a candy shop, you know, in a sweet shop, all these different colours to try and experiment with. I mean, you don't want to mix all these on your own, and you won't be able to either, because some of them are made from, oh, that colour, that's New Gamboge. Yeah, some of them are made from, are quite unique, made from minerals, so such a lovely colour, that one. Okay, the next one is Pyrrole Orange. So vibrant, my goodness. Wow. Wow, that is so bright. Perry Known Orange. So lovely. So these swatches, obviously, they're going to be in, they're on watercolour paper, and I'm going to be obviously labelling them in a minute, probably once they're dry. But I would love to see this transparent Pyrrole Orange. I would love to see, oh my goodness. I'm just distracted by this colour. That's insane. I don't even know if it's going to pick it up or not, this M1, but it's amazing. But yeah, they will obviously look different depending on what paper you're using them on. So I would love to try some of these out as well on my Tomo River paper. Okay, so this one's Organic Vermilion. And what I'll do is I'm going to fast forward it in a minute and then go through them. Quinacridone Coral. Tell you what's a really nice colour which I saw yesterday, which I'd love to get, and I was thrilled that I actually had it on a dot card, is this Aussie Red Gold. And now, this is another thing. I'm not normally a fan of these colours, so I didn't know until the water, I put the water on top of that dot and it just exploded in colour. I was like, oh my goodness, I love this colour. It's like you discover that you love colours you never even thought you would love. This is a nice one, Quinacridone Coral, and it's very transparent, but it's got a lovely pink in it. Light fastness on that's really good. So yeah, I'm going to fast forward this next bit, and then I'll go through the colours in my swatches in my book. Did you just see when you put the water on that, how it just went I wish I could slow-mo, zoom in slow-mo, because I'm not sure I can do that, but that's just amazing. I mean, this is magic to me, it really is. Okay, so this opera pink, I just have to mention now, it's a stunning colour. If you haven't seen it before, I'm going to zoom in. And if you're not familiar with colours, watercolours, yeah, you won't know obviously, but opera pink is an insanely gorgeous bright colour. The only downside, and I'm really gutted about this, is that the light fastness for opera pink is so bad. It's 4, let's have a look, which is fugitive, it says. Right, so yeah, just check out this colour though. Look how, oh, I don't even know if it's like a neon. It really is a neon colour. It's absolutely gorgeous. Can you see it? Yeah, I'm sure you can see that on the camera. But it is pretty much a neon pink. It's gorgeous. It's fantastic for journaling, which, I mean, it's not too bad because you're not putting it on the wall, so I'm like guessing it's going to last longer. But the yeah, the opera pink is just a stunning colour, it really is. So yeah, I'm going to next I'm just gonna go through all these, but I won't film it, and then next I'll cut to these swatches in my book. Oh my goodness, so that's all of them swatched in my watercolour paper traveller's notebook. Anyway, sit down. I'm not sure how much battery we've got left. For some reason things aren't charging properly in this house. Okay, so yeah, this is amazing. Just these colours are incredible. Yeah, well, as I went along, I was like, oh my goodness, I want that one. Oh no, hang on, I want that one. And I was like, the list was growing bigger and bigger. I would love to try these out now on the Tomorrow River paper. But like some colours that I was looking at, see if you see, yeah. Some of them, like when you try and get them off the dot card, I'm not sure why, some of them really, you had to really like keep going at it to try and get the colour off. That was only 4 or 5, if that, and I think that was the, let's see, that was one of the blues, was it? See, now that I'm looking at it, they all look very, oh, I think it was a cobalt violet. They've all dried darker, obviously, so I can't tell now. Yeah, but just some of these colours. Okay, these colours here, never been, I think I said before, I've never been a fan of this sort of colour scheme, but now that I'm looking at it, and as I was painting it onto the page, I was like, oh my goodness, they're absolutely gorgeous. And I was just imagining myself using these in my art, in my painting, and just sort of like thinking, well, wonder how that will go with that one and how they'll react together. And my mind, as I was like painting onto the pages, was just going like crazy. It was just, I mean, to have this colour selection, and these are just the 5 ml tubes. Then you've got the 15 ml, which aren't in here at the moment. But just to have this selection and to, I think you just develop, when you do stuff like this, you develop a new appreciation of colour, and it's really good learning, well, it's not learning curve, but it's like a really good way to learn and to get to know your supplies. So for me now, it's sort of like imprinted on my brain and on my mind, you know, how certain ones react, how they, you know, what they look like, and you know, if you say a name, I probably will have it in my head now, but I've kind of like, from doing this, I've kind of got myself this little list going now of colours that I would like to buy. So it's just a really good way, because if you walk into an art shop and go, oh yeah, you know, I've heard of Daniel Smith, I'd like to try them, you really do need to have a list, you know, to go in, otherwise you're just going to be overwhelmed. I'm now learning about light fastness, I'm learning about the opaqueness and transparency. I'm learning about the granulation. So like the granulation would be, I don't know, like especially with the genuine, with the stone ones, you can see a granulation. So I'm learning about that. I'm learning about what else, the stain, light fastness staining, yeah, and pigments and all this sort of thing. And it's, you know, I thought it was going to be really overwhelming, but I think if you just take like a dot card like this, and then you get your catalogue, if you can get a catalogue, or even better here, you can get the Daniel Smith or whatever watercolours you're looking at, and if you can get the chart and just study it, just like one night, just sit there, go put a YouTube video on about the colours and just go through them, and then when you do get the dot card, you can actually, it's more interactive, so you're actually, you know, learning more about those colours from actually experimenting with them. And then even with a dot card, you can take a little bit of one colour, a little bit of another colour, and then mix them, you know, and just see how they react. So you really can get to know your colours and how they mix, and learn about the colour wheel. I've also got here a colour wheel to learn about colour theory and all that sort of thing. So because colours are a big thing in my life, I'm just so drawn to colour. I mean, if you haven't already noticed with my traveller's notebook, and just I love bright, vibrant rainbow colours. But now from doing this, I also know that I like these earthy, rich colours as well. So this is really exciting. I really can't wait to experiment with the other colours as well. Obviously, some of them aren't in the 5ml ones. Sorry, I've only got the 5ml ones in here. With these other dot cards that I've received, I think some of them are only available in 15ml, I'm not sure. But I mean, again, here, these new ones, the wisteria and lavender, I think they're available. Oh, hang on, yeah, because they're new. So lavender's available only in the 15ml, and yeah, and wisteria, yeah, both. I didn't know whether or not they would be, if they were available in 5ml, whether or not it would be on this, because they're new. So yeah, they're only available in 15ml, but yeah, so yeah. I really hope this video has helped in some way. I'm just sort of like sharing as I'm learning, I'm sharing it with you, you know, my progress with you, in the hope that there are people out there who will benefit from this, because you're in the same boat as me and this has helped you. But I'll tell you what, when I'm sat here and I'm seeing all these colours in front of me, it just makes me so happy. And to do this, to paint these swatches on here, was so therapeutic as well. And it was, just look at them, it's just a really happy thing to do, you know. And if you're into mindfulness, this is a really great way, you know, just to sit down and then to get the colours onto the page. Even just painting colours on these swatches, there's no technique really behind them at all. You just put the colour on the paper, and it really does just makes you so happy. So yeah, if you do have any questions, just pop them below, and I think that is it really. I think I really need to update my list, because I've got this list here. I've never really been into greens too much. I like the turquoise, but there was a sap green, this one here, that there. And while I was painting, putting these swatches on, in my mind I was thinking that would be really good in a journal spread, you know. And so I'm converted to other colours that I never even thought about exploring. So yeah, again, hope this was helpful to you. Any questions, and pop them below and I'll try my best to answer them. And thank you so much for watching and for bearing with me in this process. And yeah, and you'll obviously see me using some of these in my journal spreads. I'll see you soon in the next video. Okay, take care. Bye.